did they edit it? Did it all seem good at the end when they edited it and you watch it on TV?
Shockingly, Patty didn't tell me off. I got an okay edit, but I got a picky edit. But at the end, she was like, you just need to learn to be less picky. I mean, here I am, 14 years later, and I'm still single, so something must be wrong.
Right. So they got that right. But in general, when you're talking about reality TV and how it's filmed and then the end result, don't you agree that there's a lot of staged things and then how the outcome is not necessarily what reality is?
Totally.
Yeah. And that's what you cover on your show.
Because this drink, this is how it works. Like, it didn't cross my mind. It didn't think about it. I just sent the drink back because it was wrong. It was like not even on my radar. Mm-hmm. And then when the show came out, this drink being sent back was a whole thing. Mm. So, yeah, like you don't even these producers of reality TV are so good at what they do. You don't even realize it. I mean, now, because I host this podcast and I can watch reality TV and say, oh God, that's so fake. And so now if like this drink was being sent back, but at that time I was innocent, I didn't realize. But yes, it's totally, look, it's like, I think your reaction to things are real. Mm-hmm. But it's they set up scenarios, right? Right. And especially if you look at like Housewives, like when you're doing your confessionals, I mean, you do those after the fact. So you're now asked to talk about something like 8 months later after it was filmed, or 4 months. So like your emotions aren't there, but the producers will bring out your emotions. Mm-hmm. They'll even say like, well, aren't you mad at her for doing that? And you'll sit there as a housewife, not that I am a housewife, but this is how it works. And you'll be like, I mean, you have to be an idiot to not realize like, well, I'm not mad, but I should be mad because you're asking this question and I want to keep my job.
Right.
So that's the stuff that's not real.
Right. But I think that's a good point, that the reactions tend to be true, or, you can't ever represent yourself as fake because that's who you are, right? But the way they edit things can make you look different.
Yes.
Yeah. And the storylines, though, cannot be real. So sometimes your storyline or you as a person come on and you've got nothing to offer. And so you need to come up with something to offer to either keep your job or to seem more interesting, right?
Yeah. And I mean, look, I've never, like, I don't really edit my podcast, but they'll even take something where you say, like, I'm really mad about this or whatever your sentence is, and they will put it in, not to me, but they do this to Housewives and Bravo. All reality shows, they'll put it in a different sentence. They'll put it in a like I'm mad at you and I'm having an issue with you, but that's not the storyline because you and I are friends. They'll put it towards something else. Like I know situations that have happened to people like that. So
to start a fight, you mean?
Yeah. So that's where it's like, is it really real?
Right.
Like I think if I ever got on a reality show now and I was a cast member, I just know how it's made. Like I would be able to tell, and I would sign up. I would be game for it because it could lead to a lot of money. But
so you would go on a reality show?
Yes, because
Wouldn't you? Which one? Yeah, of course. Because people that say that they wouldn't, I think they're not telling the truth. I mean, the opportunities that come with it are so much. I mean, you get so much out of it. I said this in my next life. Now, I'm not stopping the Behind the Velvet Rope podcast, which is 7 days a week, which is a celebrity interview podcast, and it's very successful, as you said. But if I were to like go away and come back in another life, I truly would start a reality TV business and say, this is how you get, let's talk about how you get onto the show. Then when you got there, I would give you guidance for your first year, your 5th year, and your 10th year. Because people do so many things wrong. If I got on a show, I would definitely do it. I agree with you, there are opportunities, but I would never do it the wrong. Like some of these housewives, and I know this for a fact, they have Finsta accounts. They spend all day targeting each other. Like that's not in your contract. You don't get more money they really take it to bed. So if I was on a show and you were my enemy on the show and you said awful things about me, I wouldn't care at all. I would be like,
say, girl, have your day.
Right.
Because my job is to like, Bravo pays you or whatever network to be on the show. So all this social media slant, you could say anything you want. So I would do it because I think I know how to do it.
Right.
And so anything you want to say about me, all this stuff off, I wouldn't care.
It's part of the show, right? You think it's part of the circus.
It's part of the circus. And I would be like, from day one, I'd be like, girl, what is your side hustle? Figure it out. Are you going to write a book? And most of this stuff doesn't even pay you money.
Right.
Are you going to have a Pinot Grigio? Like, what is it? I mean, look, we have Bethany Frankel's the most successful of anyone. But like Countess Luann, her cabaret tour, that's a real... It makes a lot of money. She sells out. So it's like...
But they should come up with a side hustle because the show isn't going to last forever. And when it does end, like The Housewives of New York, you have to have established a side hustle already to continue that income. Because if you don't have that income, what are you going to do? Because those shows eventually will end.
They eventually will end. That's the thing. Like I would tell you from the first, it's always shocking to me, like when it's your turn to get fired, not even New York because the whole thing went away, but like each housewife is so shocked when they're fired.
Right.
It's like, but everyone's fired. Like everyone.
Well, because they think they're just not replaceable, right?
Well,
they all think that they're so special.
In the first episode of our course that you're going to sign up for, it's like going to be $2,500 to join my course, but this is a course that will change your life. I would say my advice to you if you get on reality TV is every day, I would do it every day. You need to go and take your shower and get ready. And you need to look in the mirror before you go out and say, I'm nothing special. I would say that to yourself. Sorry.
Right.
That's my advice. Like, you're so replaceable.
Right.
And if you don't want to feed into all the hate that you get on social media, you can't feed into everyone that wants a picture with you. Stop, take the picture, but that can't feed your soul. And I interview people in their first year on the show, and then it's not even years. They come back their second season, it's like a different person. I swear to you. I'm like, don't change, girl. Oh, I'm not going to change. The second season they come back on my podcast, it's like it's like a whole different person.
Change in what way?
That they think their shit don't stink.
So it's affected them.
And
they're no longer taking pictures with people. They're no longer humble. They've really become someone different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All because, I mean, I get it. I love you. 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 I mean, they don't love you. They love you on the show. And it is you. You're not an actress, but it's a produced version of yourself. And they don't know you. And let me tell you, when the producers do you dirty, they're eventually going to do you dirty.
Right.
Like, look, do I think Lisa Rinna she caused her own demise? But not really. I think producers pat you on the back and they're like, you're having a great season. Like, they give you the rope to hang. When it's your time, Dorinda in New York City for Housewives, when it's your time to go, I feel like they know it. Like, it's what's happening with Melissa Gorga now in New Jersey. Like, they know it, but I think they encourage you to go to the end of that cliff and dive off.
Oh, why? You think it's the end for her?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
I mean, 100%. Well, I mean, I think as an audience...
You think she's committing suicide right now?
Well,
basically?
I think she knows it. I think, like... It's like people are over Teresa versus Melissa now, for real.
And they're picking Teresa?
I mean, Teresa is the #1 most protected housewife out of any franchise.
Is that because she just got remarried, you think? And she has a new storyline?
No, it's just, I mean, this show, let's not forget, stopped when this woman went to jail. I mean, she is the New Jersey show. It's like... the most power any housewife has. Kyle Richards from Beverly Hills is a very close second. She'll never get fired.
Okay.
And she shouldn't. Like, she doesn't do anything so egregious or she's doing the job, but Kyle will never be fired. So with people who hate Teresa, I'm like, I'm not saying I'm such a Teresa fan. It's just a fact. She's never going to be fired. So just, yeah, Melissa's going. Really.
Interesting. Okay.
Mark my words.
We heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
And do you believe the gossip that Kyle and Mauricio are separating or divorcing?
I mean, this thing about Mauricio has been around forever. Apparently he plays around. That's what's out there. I don't really feel that. I mean, I don't know Mauricio.
My friend was just in Aspen this weekend and said that PK and Mauricio were there skiing together, no wives. Boys trip. Interesting.
And did he see Mauricio walking out of the bar with anyone at night? Or
That I can't say, but she just thought it was interesting that no women were there.
I mean, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I don't put anything past anyone.
Of course. Yeah. Well, why?
But I
would
don't
we?
see it. Like, I don't see that as much as people say it. But that's the thing that people say all the time, that Mauricio plays around. I don't